Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game, and or, get the newest update, then you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month, last I checked at least. So, on the last Let's Play, we went to the cave, their secret spot, and they told us about how if you're in a bad mood, certain things will kind of change, like in the picture. If you remember that one picture that we held up, and it just looked like mountains, and the dad was like, yeah, there's a giant slug in it that eats people. Well, they told us to think of the worst time in our life. We looked at the photo, and there was a giant slug. So, things are actually kind of being a bit scientific, surprisingly. You'd think that'd be Cliff's, whole thing. Because, basically, like, yeah, if you feel really bad, these things will happen, or you'll see things. But if you take drugs, or alcohol, or, do the, rub. Can I say that right now? Yeah, I guess rub one out. Then, yeah, that temporarily, undoes it or keeps it away. Because it do be like that sometimes. But, yeah, the voices in our head were talking. There was somebody outside the cave as well. We probably witnessed a murder. And we ran, went by that little cat girl, and then came back here. Because, yeah, we're spooked. I mean, even if it's not some kind of mystical stuff, there could have been just a regular murder, not a supernatural one. There could have been supernaturally influenced. Anyways, just at my face. And begin. I slammed the door as Murdoch and Ralph deal with multiple locks. The three of us catch our breath in the doorway, heaving. Oops, sorry. Did we really just see what I think we saw? There's no way to tell for sure. It could have been a lot of things. Ralph folds back the curtains of his window and takes a look. I don't think we were followed. He sighs with relief. We should eat something. I'm not hungry. Something light then. I'll rehydrate some oats and fruit. I'm not hungry either. Since when did I offer? Ooh, harsh. Kidding. Do we like that sometimes? We all need something in our systems. And probably would put some dopamine in our heads and, stuff. Now they're inside, and nobody's following us. It suddenly feels a lot harder to be scared. So I start to laugh. What's wrong with you? Nothing at all. Just feels like every time I go out after dark, I'm running for my life. It's stupid, really. So I crack up again. You really were gone out there, weren't you? Was that your first time puffing cannabis? I just thought it would feel scarier. I mean, it is the devil's lettuce. Is that one of the things they call it? The Mary Jane? California cheeseburger? Blokes come knocking down my door for it when they need to calm down. Murdoch tugs on my sleeve. Hey, you should check that picture again. Oh, yeah, you're right. I pull it out of my pocket again, surprised that it's still not wrinkled. Yep, slug's still there. Shit. I still see it too. Me as well. I put the damn thing down and tap my fingers on the counter. So, you said before that jerking off was all it took to make it go away. Were you yanking my chain, or was that really true? There was a pause in the air. It did work before. It doesn't mean it would again. And it would be difficult to get in the mood after an experience we just had. I don't know. I mean, he's a fox. Main character's a prostitute. I'm not sure what your thing would be. I hear Ralph filling up a pan with water from his kitchen. I think hard for a second. Sorry that I'm yawning so much. It is late at night. I was like, I want to do a bit more of this, and then was like, heck, right. Reading makes me yawn. And I don't know why. Sometimes it does a lot, sometimes it don't. I don't know if it's because I'm in a good mood, or if the whiplash of being terrified for my life is causing the sudden surge of longing that I have. But I need to know if they're right about this. Why don't you both pay me tonight then? Are we having an orgy? Excuse me? Sam? This little boudoir you all took me on took a little longer than expected. Or detour. Why did I say boudoir? Probably lost the opportunity for a customer tonight. But since the two of you need to be in a better mood to take care of business, so to speak, why not hire me? Getting folks in the mood is what I'm best at. Ralph and Murdoch put on uneasy looks as they look at one another. I suppose he has a point. More like he's giving you a point. Ooh woo. Ralph. You told me before that you wanted this. Not right now. The rat's tone was stern. Use the bedroom if you have to. I'll have food ready when you're both done. Oh, that fox is giving me that sultry look. He has the vipers. There's a tinge of what sounds like frustration in his voice. But I don't have the spoons. Spoons to be sensitive right now? I don't have the spoons to be sensitive right now. I'm not sure if that's a typo or if that's a, what is it? Or if that's a saying. I've never heard of it. I want this evil out of me. Oh, is this kind of like Sugarline? I mean, it's not really evil in that, it's just horny build-up in that game. So, I tug on Murdoch's sleeve, and he gives me a sly kind of smile. Bedroom's this way. I'm surprised to see 2 beds in the room. Wait, is this your bedroom too? You live with Ralph? Yeah, we split the rent. Why is that so surprising? Jesus, he can still hear us? Of course I can. The inner walls here are paper thin. I would hate that. I remember at an apartment, not really apartment, but a college room I had, hotel, the college room's walls were so thick that I didn't know I had neighbors for a hot minute. Until, a year or two later, someone else moved in and they were so obnoxious. Anyways, but the outer walls aren't. I'd appreciate it if you could both at least try to keep quiet. After a night like that, I think we need something loud. Ugh. I smile at Murdoch. I unhook my suspenders and take off my shirt. I can do loud. The easy way didn't work. So let's try the hard way. Sam, you can cut the theatrics. Nah. Both eyes on me. I slide my paw down my chest, watching him. I know that his attention is mine when his eyes get glassy, and his Adam's apple bobs from swallowing his own spit. See? Not hard, as hard as you expected. My hands slide lower, over my trousers, and I squeeze my groin. What's wrong? This is actually how Sam talks like. Anyways, I unbuckle my belt and unzip my trousers. Both you and Ralph admitted that you used to spy on me, day one. Ralph's gruff voice mumbles from the other side of the walls. All right, Fox. I'll give you that he's pretty, but do you have to have, but do you have a way to shut him up? I swear I can read. I laugh. You kidding me? He was the one with the full mouth the first time. Well, that's surprising. Oh, that's funny. 'Cause I didn't think so. When somebody's tongue is that excitable, I can tell that they need something. You really should shut up now. He's hard now. His eyes flick from me, then to his pants, as if embarrassed to see that we're not entirely alone this time. That's it. I say slowly, carefully, as I grip myself through my pants. You know the motions. Murdoch comes closer until the tip of his nose is touching mine. He doesn't just smell like fear anymore. I said, shut up. I roll my head on my shoulders, laughing at him, watching him with my eyelids half closed. Then I push my tongue into his mouth. He yips, thrusting with his hips as I pull off his tie, vest, and shirt. As I unbutton his trousers and slip my hand down his pants, I can already feel that he's wet and slippery, and his sharp scent lingers on my paw. I loose my belt too, pull his pants down, and watch his erection spring free. Jesus Christ. What's the matter? I thought you wanted me to shut up. I lock eyes with him and take his thick cock into my muzzle, swallowing as much as I can. His breath gets raspy, and he sinks down onto the mattress I hold my breath and hum, then slide off, swallowing the fresh burst of that jolts down my throat. Ralph is still fumbling with God knows what in the kitchen. Ah. Murdoch swallows his own spit as he looks at the wall. Please keep it down. I wipe my mouth and feel myself smirk. Then I stand up. Suck first, then I'll do yours. Seriously? Couldn't be clearer. I fish my cock out of my pants, which is throbbing from the heat, the excitement, the anticipation. He really asked you to do that. Well, he's good at making me like it. He sniffs it, gives me a small lick, then dips in to suck on it. There's something snug about tight, narrow muzzles going down on you. Why? Are you afraid you'd like it too? Afraid you'd like it too? I pet the warm fluff on his head, then ran my paws around his long ears, squeezing. You've seen my teeth, haven't you? I'm sure you'd learn to be careful. You might not find it very pleasant. I push deeper into Murdoch's throat. Getting sucked off is always pleasant. I find I'm better at topping. You haven't done this before, have you? No. Then you don't even know what you're missing. I push the fox off my dick, grab my cock, and shake it. Go on. Murdoch hinges his knees, eyes still locked on me. Hinges. Wait, he's still doing it? Murdoch snows my balls, blows warm breath on him, and makes an obscene slurping noise around my dick, eyes lighting up with mischief. Ugh. Come on, it can't be that bad. It's not bad at all after you find the right angle for your throat. Murdoch turns his neck and dips down. Also, I should probably try that. But anyways, it do be like that. I feel one side of my cock slip from his cheek, while the other slide scrapes against a canine tooth. His cheek is surprisingly stretchy. I buck into it and feel myself pulse, and he has to pause, gagging. He coughs as he pushes off. Told you, the logistics are complicated, mate. Nah, feels great. I lift my balls and stroke my taint with a digit. Lick here. He looks at the wall again. You're pushing it. I put my hand on his head and give him a little shove. Well, now I am. I'm certain the rat in the kitchen is still listening. The tough ones always turn into putty in the bedroom. I stroke the fox's head for the good job he's doing, and it makes him look faster and sloppier. All right, I'm going to show you a little trick from the brothel. Let's get both on the floor. Scoot close to me. Put your legs over my face. Okay. We'll probably have to figure it out. Okay. So what am I looking at over there? Oh, okay. Look this. Put your lips on my prick, and I'll put mine on yours. So they're 69ing. Nice. Don't stop sucking, till we drain each other dry. He trembles on me, with both of our bellies touching each other. I could tell that he was already close by the pulse of his dick and the twitches in his leg. He lowers until I can taste him. A growl rumbles in my throat as he takes me too. So we piston off each other loudly. It doesn't take long for either of us to start to spurt, and we have to swallow each other's hot mouthful to keep breathing. When the spasms of his taint start to slow, I know we're nearly done, but I don't want to be done yet. But he still slips off, looking back at me, my seed spilling out of the side of his mouth, white as the moon. That's another typo. Boop. When I lean forward to kiss him again. Why can't it always be like this? We should check the picture again. Oh, right. That's why we're doing this after all, wasn't it? Lies. I slip out of the bedroom, still shirtless, but I freeze up when I see who's on the couch and what he's doing. Motherfuckers! Yeah, I was like, he's probably beating it. Wow. Rude. Apparently, Ralph's trajectory goes backwards. Looks like he's nearly painted his own coat. You should have warned me before stepping out. And you should have joined us if you're in the mood after all. Oh, fuck off. I drink this vision with my eyes. What a turn of phrase. Murdoch stalks out of the room, slinging his arm around my neck and smirking at the scene before him. Ralph is hurriedly wiping himself and hopping back into his trousers. That was even better than I thought it would be. No, that was utterly filthy. I don't bother cleaning myself off neither. I'm too focused on the photograph we left on the kitchen table. No, fellas. That was effective. Murdoch walks up, leers at the picture, then shakes his head. I suppose something's better than nothing. You didn't get any food. No, you didn't make any food, did you? Didn't think so. Now, let's go to bed. You're fine with me sleeping here? None of us should go outside until morning. Come sleep with me. Your bed's too small for both of us. Fine, I don't care. I have to hold onto his chest for both of us to fit. But when I wake up, he's not there or here. I half expect to see Cynthia or Madame Dora looking into my face, but I wake up to an empty room, and all of last night's memories come back to me. I push the crumpled sheets off me and rub my face. Might want to do this. Then I stretch and stumble into the living room of the apartment. Ralph is sitting at the table, scooping spoonfuls of oatmeal into his mouth. Where'd Murdoch go? Church. I didn't know he was God-fearing. He isn't. Sadly, no. No, wait, sad, no? And you're not there because... Because I'm a man of science. And sleeping in on Sunday is too good. Why don't your boss make you go? He laughs. Because they don't care about my mortal soul. I'm not family. I wouldn't really want that family to care about me, which is I can understand like them being like, well, you're part of this family, so you have to go to church. But I don't know, maybe there aren't the assholes like certain job people or uh, employers that will be like, well, if you come work for us, then you have to come to church, especially our church or something, or you have to tithe. That's the ticket. But you know that the real problem is he cares about them, right? Why? I can't pretend to know. My intimate relatives have all been dead for a long time. Mine could be too. Might as well be. The rat shrugs. Can't say I'm envious based on how small town families treat one another. Isn't Echo more of a small city than town? Not where I'm from, it isn't. I suppose that explains why he picked that memory last night. My tongue was too loose. If you're going to hear that, it should have been from him. Well, you said you're going to share yours as penance. Before we got interrupted and all. So spill. Heh. Mine isn't particularly dramatic. It's more of an accumulation of dull disappointments and slipping opportunities. He rises from the table and walks over to the corner of the room. He pulls the cover off a dingy-looking piano. My mother used to make me practice classics every day. I hated it, but unfortunately, I got quite good, which meant more piano. But when Murdoch showed me his skill with string instruments and taught me about jazz, it didn't feel like a chore anymore. We used to joke that we could terrorize the world if we got famous. But it became clear to me after a while that music wasn't just a distraction for him. I consider it far more important. Music can clarify how you spend time that you've given in life. Listen to me play you a little ditty. It's rather important to people from a country. I swear I can fucking read. You might have heard it. Doesn't ring a bell though. Not really, but it sounds nice. It's a ghost story. About a man who chose to take his own life over being a prisoner. Who did what he did to survive and be free until he couldn't. I often ask myself how far I could go to make myself free. Very far, it turns out. But I can't say it's the same for Murdoch. If he eventually chooses to stay here forever, our paths will have to fork. And I will do what I must to survive. I'm sure by now you feel the same way. He gingerly closes the piano casing, leaning his elbow on it and turning to look. Maybe you'll find a way to convince him to leave too. I'm not the persuasive type. I don't think that's true. I can give him a look for that. You just proved my point. I meant that I think he loves you. Love's a strong word. We barely know one another. Ralph shrugs. Even if it's a crush that fizzles out, I hope you treat him better than the other people he loves. Lots of people fall in love with their whores. That doesn't make him special. He pinches the bridge of his nose. I know that. And so does he. But even if you planned on whoring forever, I hope you're bright enough to know that doing it here is a death wish. So, if the two of you end up depending on one another more than you think you should, an escape plan would be shrewd. Unless the two of you really went to rot in this prison. Couldn't be me. I can feel my face stretching into a scowl. I'll think about it. I really hope so. What time is it? By now, should be 1:15. Where can I find Murdoch? I'm surprised. You've never seen? Usually, the siblings all have lunch together at the Hip every Sunday. Wait, so the siblings all... I mean, I know it might not be exclusively a whorehouse, but still, if it's a bar slash hangout place slash whorehouse, it's still a whorehouse. Just saying. Do sisters know about what's going on in Echo? Ralph hesitates. Murdoch thinks they don't. But both sisters are very intelligent. It makes me uneasy. Perhaps you could find out for us. Doubt I'll find anything Murdoch didn't. Best of luck. I find my shirt draped over the couch and slip it over my head, then drag my suspender straps over my shoulder. Thanks. Lord knows I'll need more than luck. I take my leave and head back to the brothel. And with it being a bit short, I think that's a good time to call it. Ba-doop. So since it's late, I feel like I read okay, just not great. Alright, that's the choice. I was like, what one's this one? But yeah, it do be like that sometimes. So please comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise, if you like my YouTube and likes it grow, then please subscribe and check out the videos that pit grow. Then please remember to spay New Year and must have control of the pit population so it doesn't grow. And if you want to play this game, it's available for free on itch.io, but if you want to support people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. So thanks and see ya.